Chrissy Teigen, child triangulation. Harry's wife is someone who is perfectly content to exploit her children, and she does so subconsciously for the pursuit of the prime aims. And another narcissist, Chrissy Teigen, she of the uncertainty as to how she pronounces her own name, is just as bad with regard to the flaunting of the child, exploiting a child for her own purposes. This time, everybody's favourite satellite-faced narcissist pops up in an article from Parade.com. Chrissy Teigen delights the internet, well, I'm not so sure about that, with adorable video of baby Giggles. It's a funny name for a child, Giggles. Chrissy Teigen is here with your daily dose of happiness. Not so sure that's the case with regard to the individual that she encouraged online to kill themselves. I don't think she was doling out much happiness there, was she? Or when she was swanning into the White House Correspondents' Dinner with her lackeys carrying her train as if she was some kind of queen. They didn't look particularly enamoured with the situation. What about the fact that she regularly engaged in harassing individuals on Twitter? Wasn't sharing much happiness then, was she? But of course, this is all about the PR game, that her money is being used to assert control over a readership by trying to make it seem like she's such a lovely, kind person who wouldn't ordinarily encourage a young person to kill themselves, nor make very dubious comments about children, which causes you really to question what is going on inside her head besides her narcissism. The article tells us the mother of 3 shared a video of her giggly baby on Instagram earlier today, and it's absolutely guaranteed to warm your heart. I can safely say, and put a considerable amount of money down in support of that, it would not warm my heart. Baby Giggles are the best, she wrote alongside the joy-filled video, which found Teigen's cuddly 4-month-old daughter, Esty, who wore an adorable green flory onesie with a blue patterned bib, lying on her back on a soft blanket. Now, Esty's 4 months old. Esty has no choice whatsoever with regard to whether her mother comes along and starts waggling her legs around in order to make a sound. She also has no choice in the matter as to whether this activity is filmed. She also has no choice in the matter as to whether said film is then punted all over social media. Naturally, many people take photographs of their children and these days film them for keepsakes, which makes sense. The memory fades and it's something that people look back on. And they might share it on social media amongst a small group, or they might send it, more sensibly, to family members and friends, particularly those who've got children themselves, and then understand that parental fascination in doing so. But what you don't do is plaster it all over the world. But of course, someone like Chrissy Teigen does so, because once again, as a narcissist, it's not about the child. She doesn't care about the fact that she's coming along and waggling the child's legs and making it respond. She doesn't care about the fact as to what people might think. She does it because she wants people to react, and react in a way which says, hey, isn't that wonderful? Because then it makes her believe that everybody thinks that of her. And because the baby is an extension of her, she laps up all of the fuel by way of a response to it. And those that respond say, oh, you're so lucky, you have such a cute baby, etc. It's simply done to provoke a reaction. Now, Chrissy Teigen doesn't think this. She thinks she's being cute. She thinks that she's being adorable. And in between receiving Chinese television programs through her face, what she's doing is looking to assert control and draw fuel by basically pimping her daughter out in this way. The article continues. Teigen held the child's legs, gently wiggling them back and forth as she cheered, yay, over and over, eliciting a number of laughs from the tiny tot. Now, I've watched the video and I have to say, The child at first doesn't seem particularly enamoured with what's going on, and the giggles, well, if you can call them that, they come a little bit later on. But at first, I think the child seems rather hesitant of what's going on, which is fair enough. But it's not something that necessarily needs to be shared, is it? If ordinarily there's a moment between mother and daughter, then it's between them. And film it so that you can watch in years to come what your interaction was. And you can say to the grown-up child, oh, this is what you used to look like. That's all fair enough. But we know, because Chrissy Teigen is a narcissist, that she has to put this information out there. A cutie celebrity hair colorist Matt Rez wrote, his reaction, of course, as a non-intimate secondary source, provides her with some fuel. So precious, someone else wrote, positive fuel, with the words adorable, perfect, and pretty also being thrown around to describe the babe. Oh my goodness, you're breaking the internet with this cuteness overload, one commentator accused. Thank you for the serotonin, Mama, another fan wrote. Teigen's very simple and stupid fans love to see the sweet memories she chooses to share with them on the social media platform. Esty was born in January with a shot of her two older siblings, Luna 7 and Miles 5, cuddling her posted shortly thereafter. Once again, Teigen putting that information out there rather than keeping it within the family and maintaining some privacy. She has continued to post family photos since then and even sent fans wild when she shared the jerky camel technique she's forced to use to put the infant to sleep. The model may view herself as an annoying mum because of how hyped up she gets over her kids, but we don't think anyone else is really complaining. Well, actually they will do, because they look at this behaviour, and there are those, of course, that support her and think to themselves, oh, how wonderful, how cute. And in itself, I can understand why people say that. But there is something far more sinister behind all of this. The fact is that this child is but an object to Chrissy Teigen and is being used as such. She does not think so. But think it through. It's a private thing between mother and daughter. Keep it that way, but not for the narcissist. Not only does it have to be filmed and placed upon Instagram, but then there needs to be a PR puff piece drawing people's attention to the fact of the existence of the video, which, at the time of me narrating this video, had 128,404 likes with 1,061 comments. Undoubtedly, many people who had nothing better to do in their lives than stare at a moon-faced narcissist jiggling a little baby around. But once again, it provides me with an opportunity to demonstrate to you how her narcissism functions, how thirsty she is for that fuel, and how this does not sit with the other behaviours that she engages in. But of course, she doesn't want people to think upon that, and indeed, she hasn't herself. Because of her compartmentalisation, she just shunts that into the ether. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.